friends, today I wanted to do a quick review slash tutorial of Thermoflex heat transfer vinyl. I usually use Caesar Easy Weed heat transfer vinyl, but I wanted something that was a little less like plasticky after I applied it. So I heard great things about this. I ordered it from dailyvinyldeal.com. They had really great prices on it. They have sales going like all the time, so keep your eye out. It's not sponsored or anything. I just really liked when I ordered from them. So the first thing I did was weed out my vinyl, and if you're a fan of Caesar vinyl, you know it's an easy weed vinyl, and that's because when you cut it, you can see the lines. This was really difficult to weed. I've weeded it in black before, and I wasn't as big of a problem finding my weeding lines, but when I did it in white, it was really, really difficult to kind of see where I needed to pull things up. So that was something. Also, when I cut this, you can't use your normal vinyl settings. I have a Silhouette Cameo. I think I ended up cutting it with my blade on a 3. I heard that using the glitter setting, the glitter vinyl setting, is the best setting to use when cutting it. Here I'm trying to show you that you can like really not see those cut lines anywhere. I'm just trying to cut out the excess vinyl before I weed that backing out so I can save some scrap pieces. And it was even hard for me just to see like where the words were. Now I'm just pulling that backing out, weeding out the back of the image. I did have a little problem right here on the letter D. It kind of just didn't cut this D down the side. I don't know, I don't really think it was a vinyl problem, but it's also where my roller is on my machine, so I don't know if it was from the roller being over it. I didn't have a problem anywhere else weeding out the back. It was just that D gave me a little bit of trouble. And if you work with vinyl, whether it is Easy Weed or Thermoflex, sometimes that just happens. I've used Caesar's stretch vinyl, and this kind of reminds me a little bit of that when I was weeding it, because it does kind of have a little pull to it as you're pulling it off. That typical Easy Weed vinyl doesn't have that little bit of stretch to it, and this kind of gave a little bit of stretch as I was pulling it. Shout out to all my trash scraps. So sad. So now I'm just taking my time on that D section. I'm just pulling it up with a pair of tweezers and just kind of cutting it down the best I can. Typically I use nail scissors to just cut it. You can also use the tool that came with your Silhouette. I'm not really sure what it's called. It's not the pokey one, but the like flat knifey one does a really good job of kind of just cutting those lines out for you when you need to. But I was kind of in a rush, so I just pulled it up with my scissors and gave it a snip, and that was that. What's great about the sheets that I ordered too is that they come in 12 by 15 size. So if you're making a 12 by 12 design, it works out really well because you have that extra space in the bottom of your vinyl to really take up that whole 12 by 12 image, that whole space on your shirt. here is my image all weeded out and ready to go. I also cut out some blue snowflakes to add to my shirt too, so I'm just weeding those out. And I'm just going to cut them out and hand place them where I think they would look best on my design. So I'm just laying them on top of my transfer paper right now, but I do go back and I'll show you guys that too, and make sure that none of my transfer tape is overlapping with my vinyl, because when I iron this, I obviously don't want it to iron on that sheet. I want it to iron on my shirt. So this is a little trick that I do. I fold my shirt in half and then I fold it down from the armpit of the sleeve and fold that straight down, and then I press it for just a few seconds, and that gives me a crease right down the middle of my shirt and across the shirt, so it gives me a straight line to work off of when I place my image. Now that I have those lines to work off of, I am placing my image on my shirt. And you can see that I went back with those snowflakes and attached them either underneath, wherever they needed to be attached, so they wouldn't get stuck to the other transfer paper. So I'm putting this about 3 inches down from the collar of the shirt, and then making sure that it is centered. And then I just am running my measuring tape along the bottom seam of the shirt to make sure that it's equal distance as I go across. And then I just set it all down and it's perfect. So now it's ready to press. So here's a close-up showing you that I trimmed up those transfer sheets and made sure that they were on the right side so that they would attach to the shirt and not to the other transfer paper. With Thermoflex, you have to make sure that you are using a heat press. You want to keep it at 330 and press it for about 15 seconds. It also peels warm or cool, so I just kind of let it chill out for a second and I'm very impatient, and then went ahead and peeled my transfer paper up really slowly. And then I went back and pressed it a second time with the Teflon sheet. And that's it. My sweatshirt's all done. I love it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, you can find more from us here. Did end up liking this a lot. It was a lot smoother. It seemed to melt into the fabric instead of feeling like it was placed on top of the fabric. I definitely will use it again. Let me know what you guys thought of my shirt down in the comments. Make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Bye, guys.